people, it is Arianna Monaè. Welcome back to my channel. And it's Vlogmas Day 6. And for today's video, I am doing my favorite Christmas movies, or recommended Christmas movies. I only have a couple of favorites, and these are ones that some of them, everybody knows, and then some of them are a little underrated that I definitely think people should watch. So yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into the video. Alright you guys, so the first movie I recommend watching is The Holiday Calendar. I believe, I'm looking at my computer. It came out in 2018 and it's a Netflix original movie, and basically it stars Kat Graham and Quincy Brown. So basically Abby is a struggling photographer and she's just trying to find her way. She's continuously being reminded by her parents and her sister that she needs to join a law firm. There's more money there, there's no money in photography, basically just downplaying her dreams. And her friend Josh, her best friend Josh, is a traveling photographer, so he travels all around the world. I'm pretty sure there's a word for that. Is it called? No, I don't know what it's called, but anyway, yeah, that is. So basically in the movie, her grandpa Gramps gives her this holiday advent calendar, and basically it's just like a real antique calendar. And one of the great parts about the movie is that each day there's a new little toy that comes with the calendar, and each toy represents what happens in her life. Quick disclaimer, I don't want to spoil any parts of the movie because I do want you guys to watch it, so I'm not going to say everything and how the movie ends up and like the purpose of it. But yeah, that is what The Holiday Calendar is about. I think I watched this probably the year it came out, because at the time I didn't watch The Vampire Diaries, so like Kat Graham, when everybody hears her, they think of Bonnie Bennett. But I just clicked on the movie and I really loved the movie. And then like a year later or 2 years later, quarantine, definitely I found out of The Vampire Diaries. I'm like, oh, that's where, well, I don't want to say big break, but like that is where she is mostly recognized from, I believe. She also played, I don't know what her name was in Honey 2, but she was in Honey 2. Hold on, let's see. Her name was Maria. And then Quincy Brown. So the first movie that I found Quincy Brown from was Brotherly Love with Keke Palmer and Corey Hardwick. I think that's how you say his name. And yeah, so that's where I found him from. And he was a little... If you watch Brotherly Love, then you know why his character is a little... Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. But you should watch Brotherly Love. It's a good movie. Wait, we're getting off the Brotherly Love. But anyway, yeah, so those are the two main characters. But there really is only one main character, and that's Abby, aka Kat Graham. So yeah. The next movie is called The Mistletoes. So The Mistletoes is basically a singer named Holly wants to become a part of this Christmas caroling group called the Snowbells, and she didn't make the team when she tried out. She just didn't make it, and they didn't accept her. So she decides to start her own group and has it where she can compete for this opportunity that the Snowbells already have to sing at Christmas Eve. That is Holly's big goal, and she just wants to sing at Christmas Eve because Holly's mother is a part of that. She founded the Snowbells, and her mother is no longer there, so she just wanted, to find a way to connect with her mother, and gathering and collecting people for her Christmas caroling group. Yeah, so she has her boss in it. I'm not gonna spoil how she gets her boss. And then she has 3 other co-workers, Larry, AJ, and Bernie. And the star of this is Tia Mowry. I might have already said that, but I think that's what attracted me to watch this movie as well, because this wasn't even the first movie I watched Tia Mowry in. I'm just gonna start by saying Tia. I don't even know what order. I honestly think the first movie I ever watched with Tia is Double Wedding, and then I probably seen clips of Twitches, and then I saw The Mistletoes, then I saw Sister, then I fully watched Twitches. So I did everything kind of out of order. There's hundreds of other movies or films that she's in. She's also in this new Netflix show called Family Reunion. It's not that new, but it is still an airing show. And this movie can be found on Disney Plus. That's the way I watch it. So the movie is also apparently free on Tubi, ABC, Hulu, Disney, and Fubo TV. So everything else you have to get a subscription. The next movie I recommend is called The Night Before Christmas. It is also a Netflix original movie, but this time it stars one of my personal favorite actresses, Vanessa Hudgens. I grew up on Vanessa Hudgens' High School Musical, obviously. I don't care, we can get into this another day, but High School Musical 2 is the best High School Musical. I will argue with anybody over that. It goes, see, here's my thing, and I'm not trying to offend anyone, but it goes 2, 1, 3. Me, I personally don't like 3, and it's so funny because everybody that I asked about it, they like High School Musical 3. I don't. I just don't see the point. It literally follows the same plot as 1, I believe, and 2, because they're all about Gabriella leaving. And like, I know you're like, 1, she didn't really leave, she quit. So, but I understand her reasoning on that. But 2 and 3, yeah, but 2 was really good. Like, that's, like I already said, that's my favorite one. Anyway, back to The Night Before Christmas. So basically, The Night Before Christmas is this, it's not a mirror world, but basically, so it is present day. It's 2019. I think that's what the movie is set in. And Brooke is single and just got out of a relationship that she had for 2 years that she thought somebody was the one, and they didn't end up being. So she's just kind of been on this thing where true love doesn't exist. It's not real and it's never gonna happen. But in like 19th century, there's this knight, a real life knight, you know, sword. But the knight runs into an old crane, and basically it's like a sorcerer's type of thing, and he is set to find his quest. So the crone, the sorceress aka, makes him travel to the 2019 where he meets Brooke, and basically they just, you know, fall into each other. When I say that, that means that they just meet each other. I kind of don't want to spoil how they met for anything, but yeah, so basically they just hang out, and the knight's name is Cole. Brooke just basically tries to help him discover his quest. And the thing about the quest is, if he doesn't complete his quest by Christmas Eve, midnight, Christmas Day, basically, then he will never become a true knight, which is his ultimate goal. So yeah, so I really like this movie. I think it's really good. And it's another underrated movie that doesn't get enough attention. So yeah. Alright, you guys, so we have another Netflix original movie and another Vanessa Hudgens starring movie. So the first thing I want to say is that this is a series, or like a sequel type of thing, something like that. But basically we have the Princess Switch. So there are 3 Princess Switches, and I want to mention all of them. So the Princess Switch follows around this girl named Stacy and Margaret. Now Stacy and Margaret are cousins, but they're the same person. Vanessa Hudgens plays both of them. And basically Margaret is a duchess and Stacy is a baker. Margaret is set to become queen, and Stacy just wants to win a baking competition. So basically Margaret just wants a taste of a normal life before she steps that high up into the throne. So she switches places with Stacy, and basically they just live each other's life. Stacy gets to know the prince, and Margaret gets to know Stacy's best friend Kevin, and her daughter, I'm pretty sure, is called Olivia. So the good thing about this is it's just really, you know, something new can just come along the way. What really connected me to this movie is Vanessa Hudgens. I don't think I knew anyone previously in the cast. No, I didn't. The Princess Switch 2. So basically the Princess Switch 2 kind of features Margaret and Kevin. So they fall in love with each other, and basically they just don't have time for one another. Anyway, so Margaret has the throne now, and basically she just wants to, you know, her hands are really tied. She wants to spend time with Kevin, but she also wants to, you know, complete her duties as being a queen or princess, one of them, duchess, yeah. And then there's another character that Vanessa Hudgens plays. She kind of is a minor character in this one, but her name is Fiona, and she's the cousin, and basically she just tries to ruin everything because she feels like being queen is her responsibility, is her destiny, but it's not. And that just kind of winds up together, and Stacy and Edward are together. So basically, I'm not gonna say how much, but yeah, definitely watch the movie if you want to figure that out. Now the Princess Switch 3 that just came out this year, it came out 2021. I don't even know or remember when it was released. I believe it was released like the first week of December for me. Well, no, it was I feel like it was released Thanksgiving maybe, or before, maybe like a little before. But basically this movie features Fiona. So this is showing Fiona's life. So basically she and her friends, so basically her and her friends are needed from Stacy and Margaret when they discover that a priceless antique is stolen from the castle. And Fiona has many connections throughout the world because she's been pretty much all over. Fiona is not a stable person. She doesn't get attached to things. But she has a friend and they all break in and try to figure out who's behind it, who's the criminal, you know. Everything that you would normally do to figure out this crime. And that is what the movie is about. And it also features Fiona building up emotion, building up rapport, because like I said, she's basically heartless. She doesn't care about really anything and anyone, and in the movie it shows why she is the way she is. And yeah, but that is all I want to say about the Princess Switch series. Like I said, I didn't want to go too in depth, and I might have not been the best at explaining it, but I didn't want to go really in depth because if I would have said something, then it wouldn't have made sense, and I had to go more in depth. And basically, you know the entire movie by now, so I just don't want to do that. Alright, you guys, so the next movie I want to do is a little bit more on the popular side, you know, throwback, and it's called This Christmas. So basically, I believe that a lot of people have watched this. It is a very popular movie. It has people like Loretta Devine, Chris Brown, Regina King, Lauren London, you know, the list just goes on and on. And basically, this is the family of the Whitfield. Loretta Devine plays Medea, and there's 6 kids. So it's Lisa, Kelly, Melanie, Claude, and Michael and Quentin. And sorry, I had to look at the list. And basically, they all have their own troubles. So Lisa basically had to stay with Medea and work. So she doesn't have a college degree or anything. Quentin is a musician, and that has a troubled history with the family because the father of them all left because he went to play music, so that left the mom Medea by herself. So she just resents anything when it comes to music. You have Kelly. I'm pretty sure Kelly is a fashion or like beauty designer or something like that, but that's not the point. Kelly is single, Lisa's married, and Quentin, he's just doing what he wants to do. Lisa is married to this guy named Malcolm, who's not the best guy in the world, and the family doesn't really like him that much. Then you have Melanie. Everybody calls her Mel. But yeah, that's Lauren London's character. And basically she brings home a boyfriend. And yeah, the family, her brothers have very interest with that. You know, they just want to check up on their little sister or whatever. Then you have Claude, who has problems of his own. He brings a lot. He does a lot. He has a couple of anger issues when it comes to certain things. But yeah, that's Claude. Then you have the baby of the family, Michael Whitfield, Chris Brown. Try a little tenderness this Christmas. Chris Brown. Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. But yeah, so you have the baby of the family, and he's basically been with Medea. And basically, Michael Whitfield, Chris Brown, I'm just gonna say Michael, he wants to sing, but as if you remember, Medea, you know, she's not really for the whole music industry type. So he really resents telling her that the entire movie. And this whole movie is just based on secrets coming to light. Everybody's problems, everybody's struggles. You know, it shows the flaws of relationships and just how everything can go in the world and things can get crazy. But yeah, it's just like a little family reunion, Christmas themed, and I really like the movie. Then we have Almost Christmas. So Almost Christmas is more current than This Christmas, but they are both so great movies. So these characters include, well, let me just start off with the cast, you know. So you have Gabrielle Union, Carrie Hilson, DC Youngfly, Monique, Danny Glover, Kimberly Elise, Jesse Usher, and so on. So basically, this movie is about a family whose mom had recently died. It is the first Christmas without their mom, and they all have their own struggles. So I think the oldest of the family, if I'm pretty sure, Cheryl, she is married to Lonnie, and he, you know, nobody in the family really likes him. He's kind of self-absorbed and a liar. And then you have Rachel, I believe, and she is recently a single divorced mom, and she has her kid. And so being divorced, she kind of loses her faith in men. So anytime a man tries to give her a compliment, she just kind of backs off. And in the movie, there's her childhood friend, at least from high school anyways, and you know, he's just trying to build a connection with her, and she's not really going for it because of past events that she felt hurt by in high school that she felt like he caused. Then you have Christian. He is the politician, and he just basically wants to, you know, do whatever. I can't remember his wife's name, but Christian has 2 kids. And then you have the baby of the family. It would be really embarrassing if I skipped over someone. But so you have Jesse T. Usher, aka Evan, and Evan is a football player, and basically he uses steroids, or it might be something else, or he just does drugs anyway. And he just, you know, it just shows and shed lights on everybody's struggle and everything. And it's the family trying to get together. Like I said, after the mom died, Monique is the mom's aunt, and Danny Glover plays Walter, the dad of the entire family. And they have to spend Christmas break together, which is only 5 days for them. But this family cannot really stand each other. Everybody has their issues, you know, Rachel and Cheryl, Rachel and Evan, and so on. This movie is really just about showing them how they connect, or trying to get them to connect at least. Oh, and I would like to mention DC Youngfly is Evan's best friend. I had to mention DC Youngfly because what? DC Youngfly kind of made the movie. I'm just kidding. So then, y'all know this movie is Home Alone, and basically, it's so funny because I think this is a movie that on here that I know least, or I almost least about, because I didn't really watch Home Alone as much as everybody else. Of course I watched it, but basically it's just about a little kid who's neglected by his entire family. He has like 6 or 7 siblings, and basically they plan to go on a trip, and Kevin is grounded the day before the trip. And so the family the next day just goes on the plane and forgot about him, and so Kevin is home alone. Don't take me serious. But anyway, so Kevin is home alone, and he just does what he knows what to do. So basically, Kevin has to deal with robbers and intruders. Well, only 2 in the movie. And it just shows him, you know, showing that he can be mature. Because Kevin, he was kind of really immature. That's why everybody kind of, you know, put him out. I think he wasn't the baby. Well, he might have been the baby. Like I said, I don't really know that much about this movie. But Macaulay Culkin, I can't say his name. I apologize. I know I said his name wrong, but that's Macaulay Culkin. The first movie I saw him in, because I don't, like I said, I mean, I'm pretty sure I might have saw Home Alone first, but I remember seeing him first in My Girl. And when he died in My Girl, that just broke my heart because he was attacked by bees. And I'm pretty sure the girl name was Veda. Yep, it was Veda. So another popular Christmas movie is Elf. So Elf is about this guy who's been at the North Pole, this baby who basically grown into a man and has been at the North Pole and been raised by elves his entire life. So he only knows the elf world and Santa, and he comes back to, I'm pretty sure, New York during Christmas time, and he just wants to discover his real parents. And it just shows, you know, it's a really bubbly kiddie movie. It kind of shows how different the real world is than from his fantasy and imaginary, and he has to learn how to adapt and change, but also he changes some of the people around him. I really like this movie, and it stars Will Ferrell. I don't know if I've seen him in anything else. Okay, so one of the movies that I love the most is The Grinch, the 2000 version with Jim Carrey. And honestly, I love that movie. I love Cindy Lou. I loved watching that, like just seeing how, you know, the Grinch stole Christmas. He hated Christmas, and it showed the reason why. I love it when movies that focus around villains show the reason why villains became the villain. Because people just be acting like villains are just villains because they hate it. No, villains become villains for a reason. Villains were people before. Like, and the way he was treated. And then how Cindy Lou is so kind. And I really love the animation. Like, even though it's real life, I like how like everything is just so colorful. And it's just like, it really is a great vibe. It's like I love how the Grinch is also funny as well. Like they don't make him just evil. He's not evil. He just hates Christmas for a specific reason that had nothing to, you know, do with him. He was just being him. Alright, you guys, but that is the end of this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all watched the underrated movies, I believe, that I mentioned in the first part of this video. I wanted to mention that before all the popular ones because I really believe that those movies deserve more credit. But yeah, thank you again for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Make sure to keep up with the Vlogmas 21 playlist. Follow me on all my social medias: Instagram Arianna Monaè _ TikTok Arianna Monaè __, and then add me on Snapchat, of course, at Arianna Monaè 8. I hope you all have a beautiful and blessed day. Bye.